Hello everybody, and this is Dr. Diamond, and welcome back to another stream. So tonight, we will have a special guest, Gareth from Colorful Warfare, but he's actually not on right now, because, actually, I gotta tell you guys first, so earlier, me and Gareth were talking, and, about some shit, as we do. And I told him that I might do a stream tonight, and, around 8:30ish, the normal time. And, I was just literally, like, not even 5 minutes ago, like, about maybe 2 or 3 minutes ago, I thought, oh, shit, I fucking totally forgot that I was gonna do a stream tonight. And Gareth said, oh, yeah, I mean, you probably wouldn't want me though. And I'm like, well, hey, you can come on if you want. So he said, okay, just text me when you're ready. I fucking totally forgot about it. So I just texted him maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago. But he hasn't answered back yet, but yeah. So we might get a Colorful Warfare man coming. I don't know what the fuck that meant. But before that happens, I do have to, fucking do something for a quick second. I gotta kind of update the title, because I forgot to do this earlier. Gotta update the title, featuring, I gotta add it saying featuring Colorful Warfare. Okay. Featuring Colorful Warfare. Colorful Warfare. Hopefully he texts back. Okay, so that should hopefully have done that. Okay. Okay. Did it do it? Okay, so hold on a sec, guys. Okay, there we go. I don't think it actually... Fuck. No, it just says Creepypasta's Part 2. It doesn't say anything about Colorful Warfare. Alrighty. Well, he's not answered yet. I say yet, because he might be coming, he might be texting me soon. Soon! But not right now. Fuck, I hate this. It won't save my fucking thing. It's gotta say featuring Colorful Man, Colorful Boy. The Colorful Man himself. Okay. Hopefully that fucking actually did something. Yeah, what if I just did that, and then... Nope. So the topic is, fucking creepypastas, but we won't get those soon. Oh, wait, that made no sense. That made absolutely no fucking sense what I just said. Wait, one... Okay. I don't know why it won't change the title. It did it the other fucking times. Why won't it do it now? Okay. Featuring Colorful fucking Warfare. Why won't it save? Whoops. Okay. Save the goddamn thing. What if I just did that and then... So kind of technical difficulties, I guess. Okay, well, fuck it. You guys know that Colorful Warfare is going to be part of this. At some point, I mean, I'm still waiting for him to text me back. I should have done it, a long time ago, but I fucking completely forgot, dudes. Why did I say that? Oh, Gareth, if you're out there, I'm ready. He's probably not. I don't know. But anyway, while we wait for Colorful Warfare to text me back, I do actually, here we go, I do have some creepypastas right here. some ideas. Actually, those some ones that we didn't do last time that I wanted to do. I wrote down like 20, I think. Yeah. I wrote down 20 and I only did 1, 2, 3. Wait, no. Sorry. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I only did 6 last time out of 20, so. Oh, there we go. The title actually works now. Okay, there we go. Now it says part 2, featuring Colorful Warfare, I should say. Although, as of this moment right now, that title is kind of a lie. Because Colorful Warfare is still not here yet. I'm still waiting for him to text me back. But, it's okay, guys. He will be here someday. Now, I want to do... Actually, I think I'm just gonna wait till Gareth actually texts me back. Oh wait, I can just text him on Discord, actually. That guy is always on Discord. Wait, what? It says it's idle. Message him. Okay. So I'm trying to, so it says idle on Discord, so he's probably not going to be there. I don't know. Well, Gareth wanted to join, so... fucking, I guess he's not joining, so... whatever. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna get started without him then. Gareth, if you're watching this, in the past, you had your chance, I guess, so... I guess I'm gonna change my fucking thing back, I guess. Sorry, guys. I know you guys were probably thinking, oh, cool. Gareth from Colorful Warfare, the best boy, is gonna be here. Sorry, I texted him fucking almost 10 minutes ago. I know you guys are probably thinking, well, you gotta wait for people to fucking, maybe he's busy. Well, I told him, 8:30, and he said, yeah, it should be fine. So, Gareth, if you're watching this, if you join in halfway through, I don't fucking know. Okay, so let's get started, guys, like 10 fucking minutes later. Rugrats Theory. Or Ben Drown, Jeff the Killer, Max and Ruby, Russian Sleep Experiment, The Lake, The Grieving, the fucking Gumball episode. Got Dead Bart, we got Cupcake, we got Robert the Doll, Lavender Town Syndrome, Suicide Mouse, Candle Cove, and Rap Rat. Those are all the ones that I want to do. So, okay, we will start off with... Let's do Dead Bart. Let's do a classic. Dead Bart. Dead Bart Creepypasta. Here we go. Okay. Is this the actual... Okay, I think this is the actual one. Okay, I think I found it. I think this is how... See, I always have trouble doing, like, finding the original, because I don't know if it's the original or not. This seems like a pretty good original. Okay, one last check to see if Gareth has actually seen my message. He has not yet. Okay, so I guess we'll start without Gareth, because, you know, he don't want to join, I guess. Even though he said he did. Okay. So this is Dead Bart. You know how Fox has a weird way of counting Simpsons episodes? They refuse to count a couple of them, making the amount of episodes inconsistent. The reason for this is a lost episode from Season 1. Finding details about this missing episode is difficult. No one who was working on the show at the time likes to talk about it. From what has been pieced together, the last episode was written entirely by Matt Groening. Or Groening, as people... I call him Matt Groening. People say Groening. I think Groening is the actual name or saying of it. I say Groening. So if that bothers you, then well, fucking too bad. I'm just kidding, guys. During the production of the first season, Matt started to act strangely. He was very quiet, seemed nervous and morbid. Mentioning this to anyone who was present results in them getting very angry and forbidding you to ever mention it to Matt. I first heard of it at an event where David Silverman was speaking. Someone in the crowd asked about the episode, and Silverman simply left the stage, ending the presentation hours early. Well, way to go, douchebag. Whoever the fuck said that in the crowd. The episode's production number was 7G06. The title was Dead Bart. The episode labeled 7G06 Moaning Lisa was made later and given Dead Bart's production code to hide the latter's existence. Okay. In addition to getting angry, asking anyone who was on the show about this will cause them to do everything they can to stop you from directly communicating with Matt Groening. At a fan event, I managed to follow him after he spoke to the crowd, and eventually had a chance to talk to him alone as he was leaving the building. He didn't seem upset that I had followed him. Probably expected a typical encounter with an obsessed fan. When I mentioned the lost episode, though, all color drained from his face and he started trembling. When I asked him if he could tell me any details, he sounded like he was on the verge of tears. He grabbed a piece of paper, wrote something on it, and handed it to me. He begged me to never mention this episode again. The piece of paper had a website address on it. I would rather not say what it is, for reasons you'll see in a second. I entered the address into my browser, and I came to a site that was completely black, except for a line of yellow text, a download link. I clicked on it, and a file started downloading. Once the file was downloaded, my computer went crazy. It was the worst virus I'd ever seen. System restore didn't work. The entire computer had to be rebooted. Before doing this, though, I copied the file to a CD. I tried to open it on my now empty computer. Oh, that sucks. And as I expected, there was an episode of The Simpsons on it. The episode started off like any other episode, but had a very poor quality animation. If you've seen the original animation for Some Enchanted Evening, it was similar, but less stable. The first act was fairly normal, but the way the characters acted was a little off. Homer seemed angrier, Marge seemed depressed, Lisa seemed anxious, and Bart seemed to have genuine anger and hatred for his parents. The episode was about the Simpsons going on a plane trip. And near the end of the first act, the plane was taking off. Bart was flying around, as you'd expect. However, as the plane was about 50 feet off the ground, Bart broke a window on the plane and was sucked out. At the beginning of the series, Matt had an idea that the animated style of the Simpsons world represented life, and that death turned more things realistic. This was used in this episode. The picture of Bart's corpse was barely recognizable. They took full advantage of it not having to move, and made an almost photorealistic drawing of his dead body. Act 1 ended with the shot of Bart's corpse. When Act 2 started, Homer, Marge, and Lisa were sitting at their table, crying. The crying went on and on. It got more pained, and sounded more realistic. better acting than you'd think possible. The animation started to decay even more as they cried, and you could hear murmuring in the background. The characters could barely be made out. They were stretching and blurring. They looked like deformed shadows with random bright colors thrown on them. There were faces looking in the window, flashing in and out, so you were never sure what they looked like. This crying went on for all of Act 2. Act 3 opened with a title card saying 1 year has passed. Homer, Marge, and Lisa were skeletally thin, and still sitting at the table. There was no sign of Maggie or the pets. They decided to visit Bart's grave. Springfield was completely deserted, and as they walked through the cemetery, the houses became more and more decrepit. They all looked abandoned. When they got to the grave, Bart's body was just lying there in front of his tombstone, looking just as it did at the end of Act 1. That's weird. The family started crying again. Eventually they stopped and just stared at Bart's body. The camera zoomed in on Homer's face. According to summaries, Homer tells a joke at this part, but it isn't audible in this version I saw. You can't tell what Homer is saying. The view zoomed out as the episode came to a close. The tombstones in the background had the names of every Simpsons guest star on them, some that no one had heard of in 1989, some that haven't even been on the show yet. Some of them had death dates on them. For guests who had died since, like Michael Jackson and George Harrison, the dates were when they would die. The credits were completely silent, and seemed handwritten. The final image was the Simpson family on their couch, like in the intros, but all drawn in hyper-realistic, lifeless style, but all drawn in hyper-realistic, lifelike style of Bart's corpse. A thought occurred to me after seeing this episode for the first time. You could try to use the tombstones to predict the death of living Simpsons guests, but there was something odd about most of the ones who haven't died yet. All of their deaths are listed as the same date. Oh, that was it. I thought there was more. What the hell? Really, it just ends with that? Okay. Well, that was Dead Bart. So let's see how. Okay. Still no viewers. That's good though. Maybe. Alright, I'm gonna go change this back quickly. So that was Dead Bart, guys. Alright, okay. Hold on a sec. I just need to change the title once again. As Gareth from Colorful Warfare never showed up on the stream. Even though he really wanted to. Okay. Alright, now I gotta get rid of the featuring Colorful Warfare because he's not fucking here, even though we fucking planned this earlier. And yes, I know, I almost forgot, but he is... Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, well, next, Creepypasta. Okay. Okay, now I gotta write down... I gotta get rid of, fucking Dead Bart here. I, would ask the chat what they want to hear next, but obviously there was nobody here. Still love you guys. Let's do the Grieving. Let's do another, lost episode. Let's do... Oh, excuse me. The Grieving, which is the Gumball. The Amazing World of Gumball, fucking episode. The Grieving. Here we go. Okay, let's go. I think I found it. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, this seems like it. Actually, how long is this? Go away, fucking ad. Yeah, okay, this is pretty much it. So this is the Amazing World of Gumball, the Gleevening episode. I've always loved Cartoon Network. When I was growing up, it was my favorite channel to watch. Even today, it has some good shows, like Adventure Time and Regular Show. The fuck, you forgot Steven Universe, the best fucking show in the world. One of the newest shows on the network. The Amazing World of Gumball. It's a cute and mildly entertaining show. I fucking hate this show so much. I don't know why I hate Gumball, it's just really, I don't like it. It's stupid. My opinion. Not really my cup of tea. It is a little immature, but my little brother seems to like it a lot. One day I was watching Adult Swim when I hadn't realized I'd been up so late, and I hadn't even kept track of the time. It was already 4 a.m. I don't recall ever watching Adult Swim this late. So I stayed awake to see what would happen when it ended. A little bumper showed at the bottom of the screen during a commercial break, and it said that it was a special episode of The Amazing World of Gumball was about to come on. I was a little confused about an episode of a very popular new show coming on this early, but I was bored and I decided I would watch it, thinking it might come on later in the day so I can spoil it for my little brother. Sort of mean, I know. A flashy and energetic intro theme played. Although it was played a little differently than I recall. The music was a little different, and the show's logo wasn't animated. Its colors were done rather sloppily as well, and almost like something a little kid would doodle. Some little kid would do on a doodle board or a glow board. I ignored it, assuming that it was just done for this special episode. The title of the episode was The Gleevening, or The Gleeving. You know how you say it? It's called The Gleeving. A sort of sad title, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. See, that's what I'm telling you guys. Me and Gareth joke around all the time. Like Creepypastas always say, but I didn't really think too much of it at the time. But this is like, but I didn't really pay too much attention. See, literally, almost every fucking creepypasta, all the bad ones. I mean, this one's pretty good. I've heard of it. I've heard of this one. It's actually pretty fucking decent. Like, all the fucking, the typical ones always use but I didn't think too much of it at the time. It began with Gumball, the show's 12-year-old protagonist, standing alone facing the corner of his dimly lit classroom. He looked absolutely miserable. A far cry from the chilly demeanor he usually had. There was no one else in the room, not even his best friend and adopted brother Darwin, the goldfish. And the windows in the room clearly showed the night sky outside. I was really starting to get confused. Why would he be at the school at night? And why was he standing in the corner all sad and alone? After about what seemed like a minute of Gumball standing somberly in the corner... Oh, wait. God damn it, fucking... Oh. So I just got a fucking deviant... fucking email, even though I don't even fucking use deviant. Oh, fucking... God damn it. Anyways... After about what seemed like a minute of Gumball standing somberly in the corner, the scene suddenly changed. We were in Gumball's house. Once again, the scene is silent and a little disquieting. Right? Is that what it says? Richard, Gumball's enormous rabbit father. So I love that. Gumball's enormous rabbit father walks in from the kitchen. He looked even more miserable than Gumball had in the previous scene. Richard isn't wearing his usual attire. He's dressed in a fancy black suit, a little uncharacteristic of him, as he's usually a slob, just like me. Kind of. He sighs and slumps down on the sofa, onto the sofa, and starts sobbing intensely, sounding like somebody who had just lost something important. Like his soul. No, I'm just kidding. I was starting to get a little creeped out. Where was the silly? No, fuck. Where was the silly, fun cartoon that I usually looked forward to watching with my younger brother? This was something different. This was something completely different. I was beginning to think that this might have been something the creators did as an experiment or something. A test of the animation or sound, perhaps. Though it couldn't have been. Aside from the opening theme, which was a little different from the final shows, the episode had been much quieter than it usually is. It was. Only subtle sounds and very little music. The animation was not anything to write home about either. It was done a bit like an amateur flash on Newgrounds. The character designs were somewhat sloppy and rushed looking, and the real-life backgrounds used for the show looked different. As confused and somewhat frightening as I was, for some reason, I kept watching it. Poor Richard was still sobbing on the sofa, as the front door opened suddenly, making me jump a bit at such a loud noise. It was Gumball's mother, Nicole, a blue cat like him, stepped in. She started flashing her tits. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine if that was... She started flashing her boobs. No. Anyways, like Richard, she wasn't wearing her usual outfit. For some reason, she was in a black dress and was wearing a pretty black hat to match. Nicole sat down on the couch to comfort her husband, although she was looking a bit saddened herself. So I haven't heard this in so long, I can't remember what happens. Wait, where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, by this point, Richard's crying began to get more pained and miserable sounding. This wasn't the normal cartoon crying on the show. This was realistic and almost depressing crying. I almost felt like sobbing myself. Finally, after what seemed like hours, the sad scene at the home ended, as it shifted back to the school. We weren't in Gumball's classroom this time. We were in Principal Brown's office. Nicole and Richard were there, in the usual clothes, looking more normal and happy than they had before, but still slightly worried. Principal Brown, however, looked extremely sad. He quietly and somberly informed them that the children, Anais and Darwin, were not present after lunch earlier that day. They hadn't been seen at all the rest of the day. Nicole was instantly furious at him. She began spouting various insults and calls at him that I don't think would have made it on him. Nicole was instantly furious at him. She began spouting various insults and calls at him that I don't think would have been made on a more mature program like regular show. I was laughing at this because it seemed sort of funny for Nicole to flip out in this manner and start swearing like a sailor at a G-rated cartoon. My outlook soon changed when Principal Brown told her something else after she finally had quieted down. His eyes began to tear up as he informed them that they were eventually found, but they had not been found alive. He went into graphic and nearly nauseating detail describing how their bodies were found, the parents sitting in utter shock. I could hardly believe what was happening. How could such a chilling and fun kids show be taking such a dark, twisted turn? I was considering turning off the television. but I was too scared to be left in the dark by now, nearly frozen in fear and disturbed intensely at the terrible things he was saying. Another flashback. The scene was earlier that day, and the animation in this scene was even worse than earlier. I don't remember it being I don't remember it very clearly, but I think he began his recollection by saying that the school hadn't called the police department when they first turned up missing, believing that the kids had simply ran off and decided to skip school. They said it was very uncharacteristic of both Darwin and Anais to go skipping school like delinquents. Darwin? Oh my god. Darwin was a little naive and a bit ditzy, but he was a good kid and wouldn't have even dreamed of doing something like that. And Anais was even less likely to run away, as she was a straight A student, despite being only 4. Really? She's 4 years old? And she's in school? What the fuck? Also troubled the police. Seeing as a defenseless 4-year-old little girl was missing as well as an older boy. The school had been thoroughly checked, so the police started to search in the heavily wooded area outside of the school. It took them a little time for the police to discover the horrifying fate of Anais. In a small clearing outside of the school, Anais' head was found in a small box. Oh my god, damn. In a small box. You likely would have expected something like that to be shown in the show's cutesy art style. But it was nothing like that at all. Realistic blood covered the box, inside and out, while Anais' head was done in the normal style, but was drenched in blood and some other fluids. Not all of them hers, apparently. There was a note in the box, seemingly written in her blood. It was never stated during the episode what exactly had been written on the note, but it apparently led to the rest of her remains in Darwin's heavily mutilated corpse. What I remember most about this scene was how out of place it seemed. All the blood and gore from Darwin and Anais' slaughtered and dismembered remains was done in a very realistic and disturbing way. It looked like the scene had been taken from the crime scene photo done by a professional, not something from a cartoon. The way this scene was animated was different from most of the show as well. You may know that the characters from this series are done in vastly differing animation styles, from flash animation to CGI, and I think that there's even a character done by somebody putting their chin upside down to make a face. I've seen that character, by the way. It's fucking disturbing. It scares me. This particular scene wasn't like anything I had ever seen before on the show. Every little detail on Darwin's face was clearly illustrated. He looked a little like a zombie. His face was very pale, and his eyes had been gouged out by somebody. Oh, Anais fared no better, or what was left of her anyways. She was naked and her stomach had been slit open. Her intestines were strewn around the trees and bushes in the woods, done once again in a very morbid and realistic style. I was feeling very ill by the time this incredibly disturbing flashback had come to an end. So I quickly ran to the bathroom to vomit. I was feeling better after upchucking. Ew, what the fuck does that mean? Does it mean puking? So I had realized that I had good timing and ran into the bathroom during a commercial. It was then I noticed that the show had been running twice as long. It usually ran for 11 minutes, but This episode was running for about 30. By then, I was wondering if there was any information on the grieving on IMDb or something. So while the commercials were still playing, I looked up some information about this episode on Google. Nothing came up. No information remotely similar to the plot or the name of this episode existed anywhere. Now incredibly scared and wondering if anybody else was watching, I quickly dialed my brother Larry and asked him to turn on the Cartoon Network and see if he was seeing the same shit I was. He was pretty mad that I woke him up at this hour, but he's a nice guy and told me he would see for me. I thanked him and stayed on the line as the show came back from commercial break. The scene had thankfully panned away from the horrific sight of the children mutilated and was back in the principal's office. I asked Larry if he saw some cartoon animals talking or crying, since that's what they were doing on my TV. To my surprise, he said that he saw nothing like that. Instead, it was a rerun of an old Looney Tunes short. In utter shock, I dropped the phone and ran over the TV to turn it off. And as hard as I pressed the buttons, it would not shut off at all. I tried every single button and none of them did anything. I tried unplugging the whole thing as well, but nothing worked. The TV stayed on no matter what. Larry had hung up, assuming that I was just playing a joke on him, or something. I guess, and I was alone. No, playing a joke or something, I guess. And I was alone once again. My door was locked from the outside somehow, and the door to my bathroom was now locked as well. It seemed I had no choice but to call the police, since my other family members were gone that night, and it was the reason I could stay up so late and watch Adult Swim in the first place. When I hurriedly dialed the number, I accidentally dropped my cell phone into my cup of Pepsi. I was very scared. I had no choice but to finish the episode. Wait, what? Okay, what? When I hurriedly dialed the number, I accidentally dropped my cell phone in my Pepsi. I was very scared and had no choice but to finish the episode. Okay, so why don't you just fucking quickly take it out and dry it as fast as you can? Like, I dropped my phone in the toilet one time by accident, but I got it out as fast as I could and dried everything, and it worked just fine. Like, I don't know, this guy's fucking stupid. Why don't you just take it out and just fucking dry it off? You fucking dumbass. Anyways, I was very scared and had no choice but to finish the episode. I turned all the lights off in my room and I got under the covers, hiding like my little brother does when I make him watch scary movies with me. I got jump scared by Freddy Fazbear for some... No, I'm just kidding. Gumball then reached his hand out and tried to touch my dick. I'm just joking. I had apparently missed a little bit, but Gumball's parents were still talking to Principal Brown, so not that much. Nicole was asking him if Gumball was alright. Apparently, since she hadn't remembered him when Principal Brown told her what had happened to Darwin and Anais. He looked slightly confused and shocked for a moment, then explained to her that he thought Gumball was out sick today, and he had spent the day at home by himself with the stomach bug. The stomach bug. Okay, what the fuck is that? Nicole screamed and wailed, while Richard quietly told him in a very out-of-character voice that they thought Gumball had got on the bus this morning, but it didn't seem that way. Oh my god, I don't want to do this one anymore, but I have to. The police were called once again to search the building and the small forest outside of Elmore Junior High. Wait, so Anais is 4 years old and yet she's in high school. Okay. So by the time she goes to college, she'll be like, what, 10 years old or some shit? I don't fucking know. They had found him in Miss Simeon's classroom, hanging by a noose, with a blood-covered knife behind him and blood covering his clothing. The episode ended with a shot of Gumball's dead body, hanging there in the corner, fading to black. The credits rolled silently, not like the usual way Cartoon Network annoyingly airs a promo that squishes half the screen. These credits rolled unusually slow, and they weren't that fun to watch either. A little creepy. Just plain white text scrolling on a black background. I only recognized Ben. Not even gonna fucking pronounce that guy's name. Wait. Bockweklik? Ben Bockwellet. Is that how you say it? Bockwellet? Whoever the fuck that guy's name is, as he was the creator of the show. The rest were people I've never heard of. The copyright notice at the end said, copyright Cartoon Network Studios, 2001, which was incredibly odd seeing as the show was new for 2011, after all that was over. Sorry. Just got a notification for something and it just fucking scared me a little. Distracted me, I should say. After all that was over, the screen went to static for a split second, during which some incredibly creepy and shocking video clips were shown between static intervals. I can still remember them all very clearly. Oh god. I think I remember this part. The first was a picture of a person in a plague doctor outfit. Hey, like Dr. Diamond. I don't know. Those always scared me for some reason. And the way the person in the suit was filmed was just as bad. A red light, something that freaks me out incredibly, was shown over the clip. The next was what seemed like a video being played very quickly, over and over of a... Oh no, I remember this part. I don't like this part. Of a kitten's face being squashed by a woman wearing high heels. Oh no. Which was strange because a so-called friend of mine sent me a picture yesterday of a... Oh no. Yesterday of a cat being stepped on and killed. No, we're not leading that part. No, I can't, no. No, I can't do it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not leading that. That's just, oh. Wait, what are we at? 43 minutes already? Holy shit. We're not leading that one either. No, we're not leading any of that. When I woke up, my door was locked, and it was unlocked, and my television was turned off. I went to call the police on the home phone in my kitchen and report that I had seen some very disturbing things on my TV, and that my doors had been locked. When they arrived, they could find nothing like I remembered from earlier this morning. Oh, excuse me. My internet history was even cleared. They were angry at me. They just assumed that I had a bad nightmare, which when I was sure I hadn't. Thankfully, one of the officers felt bad for me and took me out to a small diner so I could recollect my thoughts. At the diner, I remembered that my family was out visiting my aunt, and they were supposed to be back by noon or so. It was already 11, so the officer and I drove back, only to find a whole squad of police cars, and even some government agents at my house. They explained to me that my little brother was missing, and that my mother and father were major suspects. I was freaking out, so I tried to tell them about the disturbing clip of the boy who looked like my brother being shot in the head. So that's what you guys missed. I'm not reading that shit. I'm sorry. But they wouldn't listen. I stayed with my older brother, Larry, who hadn't believed me either, still insisting that he saw that all he saw was a Looney Tunes cartoon, an old Looney Tunes cartoon, and nothing at all creepy or weird. The cops eventually told me that they would contact Turner Broadcasting and tell them about the incident. A representative of Turner Broadcasting came to my cousin's house to talk to me in private about what I had experienced that night. He was very kind, but it all seemed like a little like some sort of front. I don't know what that means. After I could tell him all I remember, he agreed to play back the day's programming from the incident when the disturbing Gumball episode had occurred. To my shock, all that was airing at the time was an old Looney Tunes short. Nothing more, nothing less. I hysterically sobbed and moaned that I had experienced and moaned that what I had experienced and seen was completely real, but nobody listened. Eventually, I discovered that Ben, whatever the fuck his last name is, had a Twitter account. So I sent a message about the episode, and this is the reply I got. One thing, how the heck did you find that? I never, ever, ever thought I would think about that old shame again. Don't tell anyone this, Sarah. Yes, that's my name. But, oh, so it's a girl. I thought this was a guy this whole time. Okay, well, fucking should have said that before, Sarah, you dumbass. No, I'm just kidding. But the amazing world of Gumball goes back further than you know. I used to have this really boring job as a teen, and I sketched little drawings of the Wattersons and friends. The episode you saw was never supposed to be seen by anyone, but me and a few friends of mine. It was never supposed to be seen by anyone but me and a few friends of mine. It was a very, very awful thing to do, but we made the episode as a joke. A guy from my old job who hated everyone had lost a child to a crazed serial killer who apparently is still out there somewhere. Anyway, we made it so we could make fun of how he came to work usually, crying like a fool. God, these teens are dicks. All teens are dicks. Which was why you saw Mr. and Mrs. Watterson cry so much in the episode. I know, I'm deeply sorry for what I did, which is why I tried to bury that stupid thing years ago. Literally, I went out into the countryside with my mates and dug a hole and buried it. What I don't get, though, is how you describe the blood and guts and stuff. We didn't have any scene with Darwin and Anais' bodies being found. All that happens in the episode is the parents were informed that the kids had been found dead and them crying like crazy. We didn't even draw anything in the episode like that at all. We're not that sick. Now, this is my theory. The lunatic who killed the man's child found the tape we buried, watched it, and heavily edited it. Then he hijacked a local TV station near, and then it just has a bunch of star signs, you know. I blocked out the name of my city. I'm paranoid enough, and it's a small town, somehow, and got the episode to air in on your local Cartoon Network station. Now, why your brother couldn't see it, I have no idea. Why it seems you're the only one who saw it, I have no idea either. Sorry, but I just don't know. Now, for the explanation you have been waiting for. The clips at the end, I don't know. I don't. I'm deeply sorry from the bottom of my heart. But I don't know why those clips were aired. I just don't. I'm sorry. I really am. But me and my mates were just the ones who made those scenes with Richard and Nicole crying. That's it. I'm so sorry, Sarah. I'm so deeply sorry. Best wishes, Ben, whatever the fuck his name is, and everyone involved with the grieving. And that's it. Boy, that was a wild one, right? So, Gareth is still not here. Okay. Fucking, I texted him like an hour ago almost. Okay, well. What the fuck? You led my gun? Oh. Like a half hour ago. What the hell? Okay, well, fine. I guess he's not joining. Don't you hate it when people fucking leave you on red? I'm just kidding. I'm not that mad. Although, Gareth, you could have just said something, so... well, I guess he's not fucking joining. Whatever, I don't fucking care. So... Actually, how are we doing on time? Okay, so we can do one more, guys. Where is it? The grooving. So this one, I guess, is kind of like the lost episode thing. Oh, excuse me. So let's do the next one on my list. Max and Ruby 004. The final one that we will do today. Max and Ruby 004. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Is this thing? I think it is. Actually, how long is this? It's not that long. I've heard of this one before. I remember it. I kind of got scared the first time I heard it. Anyway, so this is Max and Ruby 004. It was just this Christmas that went by, and things were getting busy. I had to start buying presents for the family. I had already finished shopping, but I still needed to grab a present for my little cousin. She's not very hard to shop for since she's only 4. She likes shows such as Peppa Pig and My Little Pony. She really liked, and I say liked for a reason. Well, would you say loved? Max and Ruby. So when I decided to go looking for a present, I figured something like a Max and Ruby DVD would have been perfect, since she liked to watch it on a daily basis. I don't blame her. It's a good show, fucking Max and Ruby. However, Christmas meant that most of the online DVDs were sold out on most places. I went to look on eBay as well, but figured I could not trust what condition the DVDs would have been in. So I was stuck in a rut for a while, until that package arrived. Wait, I thought he didn't order it. Wait, did I? I don't know. I thought he said he didn't order it. I was at home still scrolling for a stupid DVD until I heard the sound of something being pushed into my letterbox. I caught a hold of it before my dog did, and looked at the package. It seemed to have been wrapped thoroughly bad, with what looked like grease marks and stains on it. Naturally, like anyone, I decided to open the package. Inside was something I couldn't explain. It was a Max and Ruby DVD. I had not seen one like it online, but it was like some little kid had drawn it on the front cover with a marker. The title was just Max and Ruby, with what looked like poorly drawn illustrations of Max and Ruby on the front. There were no names or anything on it, but on the back it had a list of 4 episodes, all with blunt titles. Episode 001, Episode 002, Episode 003, and Episode 004. I gave the DVD a watch over, and to my surprise, the episodes were all in perfect quality. and seemed to have no flaws. It was as if it was a little DVD, just with a homemade cover. The only thing I thought was odd was the episode selection screen. The episodes had names, but they were all called Max and Ruby 1, with the numbers being changed as it went down the list. The actual selection screen was a plain white screen with black texts with the episode list and nothing else. After giving it much thought, I decided to change the cover to something a little nicer by printing out a DVD cover that I had found on Google and tracked down the names of the episodes so they were labeled right. I left the episode list screen alone because I figured it was self-explanatory. Christmas went by and things were fine. I gave my little cousin her DVD and she was happy with it all through Christmas. But that was only because she had not watched it yet. On Boxing Day, my family had gone out for a meal and left me to babysit my cousin. I was not too bothered about being left at home. I figured now was a good time to put the DVD in for her. I had put the DVD in and let it play while I was in the kitchen eating my dinner. From what I can hear, she had watched episodes 1 through 3 so far. I was just about to finish off my noodles when I heard my cousin screaming from the other room, dropping everything. I ran into the living room and saw my cousin curled up on the floor screaming. I looked up at the TV and felt my heart in my throat. What I caught was a glimpse of one of the most horrifying things I'd ever seen. It was what appeared to be a frame of Max and Ruby standing next to each other in complete darkness. But what made it so horrible was the lack of faces. They had lost their noses and mouths, and their eyes were replaced with big black holes. The colors were disgusting blood red, and there was a faint static in the background. The sound was replaced with what sounded like Max and Ruby theme played backwards, and the faint sound of static in the mix of it all. It had to be the most disturbing thing I'd ever seen. And it must have been on the screen for at least 20 seconds before the screen went black and the DVD turned off. Which alone was weird because DVDs don't usually turn off by themselves. I was able to calm my cousin down, telling her it wasn't real, and she had just had a nightmare as she had fallen asleep in front of the TV. However, I knew in my mind it was completely real. Oh my god. Alright. My parents had rung me up and told me that they were going to be out all night, so this was going to be the best opportunity to look at this DVD more closely. I did not mention it to them, and as soon as the hung up, I'm pretty sure the posting meant they. As soon as they hung up, I grabbed the DVD and stuck it in my laptop. As soon as it loaded, I noticed that episode dash, oh no, it's not dash, underscore, that's what it is. Okay, episode underscore 004, 000, wait, so there's 3 zeros, so 0004, had now been replaced with R.I.P. Mommy and Daddy, which sent a deep chill down my back. Since my cousin was now asleep, I plugged in my earbuds so she could sleep without having to hear anything. Normally an episode of Max and Ruby would have 3 short stories. This episode only had 1. It started off quite lighthearted. Max and Ruby were playing tag in the garden, and their parents were on the porch watching them play. However, something was off. The sound was playing in reverse, and the parents' faces were that of sadness. It panned to the mother and father, In a voice of deep sorrow, the father spoke. It's such a shame. It's such a shame, he sighed. Then it cuts short to the sound of static and a loud scream, followed by the sound of two people choking. The sounds felt so real, it made me almost physically sick. The scene then switched to Max and Ruby standing in front of what looked like a gravestone labeled R.I.P. Mommy and Daddy. The two of them had no faces. At this point, there was also no sound, apart from faint static. This scene remained on screen for about a minute and a half, before it cut away into black. It then changed scene again, now showing Max and Ruby sitting in Ruby's room. Both of them were sobbing. The sobs were so realistic and heart-wrenching that it sounded like it was taken from a real person mourning. What had happened next was probably the most disgusting yet saddest thing I ever witnessed. The scene had changed to Max sitting in his room. He was standing on a chair with a noose hanging from the ceiling. He had brought it around his neck. The scene had faded to black, and the static got louder. Almost instantly, it cut to Ruby walking in on her brother. She let out a gut-twisting scream. The camera panned on her face as the sound of the chair being kicked and the same choking from before began to play. The picture of Ruby's face stayed on screen for a good 5 minutes. This time, her eyes had returned to the same gaping holes. Ruby had started crying, and as before, there were no other facial features. The static slowly grew louder and drowned out the sound of her cries. The scene cut to black with a loud static, and when the screen returned, Ruby was standing, now on her own, in the garden, by 2 gravestones. One was labeled R.I.P. Mommy and Daddy, and the other R.I.P. Brother. At this point, I had already been sick and was sitting. At this point, I had already been sick and was sitting all shaken. The episode seemed to have come to an end at last. The Max and Ruby theme played slowly in reverse. I was about to eject the DVD when the same image came up like it did on the TV. This time, however, there was text above the 2 rabbits that said, "Death is our only release." There were no credits or anything. It stayed on this for a few seconds before the DVD finally popped out of my laptop. I sat there trying to contemplate what had happened. In my shock and fear, I made the stupid decision to break the DVD up as much as I could before leaving the house. Afterwards, I shoved the pieces down the drain. Thankfully, wait, why would you put them down the drain? It's kind of stupid. Thankfully, I had kept a few screenshots saved to my laptop. The next couple of days went by without anything unusual happening. I had a few nightmares about the DVD, but luckily that was all. My cousin had gone back home with the rest of the family. It was a late night, and my parents had gone out for dinner, leaving me to watch TV. I heard what sounded like someone posting something through the door. At this point, the DVD had left my mind since I hadn't told anybody about it. However, it all came flooding back when I looked down at the letter in front of me. It was just messily folded up and read, "Death is our only release." And that's it. That's Max and Ruby. Alright, so how are we doing on time after that one? Hour and 4 minutes. I don't know what to do. So we still got about, 16 minutes or so? Let's do one more. I know the last one. Oh, excuse me. I know the last one was supposed to be the last one, but well, we seem to have a bit more time than I thought. Gareth isn't here still, which whatever. I don't fucking care. He can join the next stream if he actually wants to. I mean, if he didn't want to, he could have just said, "Hey, I don't want to. You know, I'm busy." But no, it's okay. Let's do one more short one. So I don't know how short or long these ones are. We'll do number 11. We'll do suicidemouse.avi. We'll do that one. I'll do a nice Disney one. Blah, blah, blah. Suicide. Mouse. Meow, 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 meow. Here we go. Okay, did I find it? Did I find it? Oh god, what the fuck was I doing? Wait, is that it? Is that... Oh. Okay, yeah, this one's kind of a short one. It's weird because stuff. No, go away, ad. Okay. So, do any of you remember those Mickey Mouse cartoons from the 1930s? The ones that were just put out on DVD a few years ago? Well, I heard there was one that was unreleased to even the most avid classic Disney fans. According to the sources, it's nothing special. It's just a continuous loop, like Flintstones, of Mickey walking past 6 buildings that go on for 2 or 3 minutes before fading out. Unlike the cutesy tunes put in, though, the song on this cartoon was not a song at all. Just a constant banging on a piano for a minute and a half before going into white noise for the remainder of the film. No, go away, fucking ad. No, I don't want to watch football. Fuck you. It wasn't the jolly old Mickey we've come to love either. Mickey wasn't dancing, not even smiling. Just kind of walking as if you or I were walking. With a normal facial expression, but for some reason, his head tilted side to side, as he kept this dismal look. Up until a year or two ago, everyone believed that after it cut to black, that was it. When Leonardo Maltin was reviewing the cartoon to be put up in the complete series, he decided it was too junk to be on the DVD, but wanted to have a digital copy due to the fact it was a creation of Walt. When he had a digitalized version up on his computer to look at the file, he noticed something. The cartoon was actually 9 minutes and 4 seconds long. This was my source emailed to me, in full. He is a personal assistant of one of the higher executives at Disney, and acquaintance of Mr. Maltin himself. After it cut to black, it stayed like that until the 6th minute before going back to Mickey walking. The sound was different this time. It was a murmur. It wasn't a language, but more of a gurgled cry. The noise got more indistinguishable and loud over the next minute. The picture began to get weird. The sidewalk started to go in directions that seemed impossible based on the physics of Mickey's walking. And the dismal face of the mouse was slowly curling into a smirk. On the 7th minute, the murmur turned into a blood-curdling scream, the kind of scream painful to hear, and the picture was getting more obscure. The colors were happening that shouldn't have been possible at the time. Mickey's face had begun to fall apart. His eyes rolled at the bottom of his chin like two marbles in a fishbowl, and his curled smile was pointed upwards on the left side of his face. Oh, God. The buildings became rubble floating in midair, and the sidewalk was still impossibly navigating in warped directions. A few seeming inconvenienceable with what we as humans know about direction. Mr. Malton got disturbed and left the room, sending an employee to finish the video and take notes of everything happening up until the last second, and afterward immediately store the disc of the cartoon in a vault. This distorted screaming lasted until 8 minutes and a few seconds in. And then it abruptly cuts to the Mickey Mouse face at the credits of the end of every video, with what sounded like a broken music box playing in the background. This happened for about 30 seconds, and whatever was in that remaining 30 seconds, I haven't been able to get a sliver? Oh, sliver. Oh my God. I haven't been able to get a sliver of information about. From a security guard working under me who was making rounds outside of that room, I was told that after that last frame, the employee stumbled out of the room with pale skin, saying, "Real suffering is not known," 7 times before speedily taking the guard's pistol and offing himself on the spot. The thing I couldn't get out of Leonard Malton was that the last frame was a piece of Russian text that roughly said, "The sights of hell bring its viewers back in." As far as I know, no one else has seen it, but there have been dozens of attempts at getting the file on rapid share by employees inside the studios, all of whom have been promptly terminated of their jobs. Whether it got online or it is not up for debate. Whether it got online or not is up for debate. But if rumors serve me right, it's online somewhere under suicidemouse.avi. If you ever find a copy of the film, I want you to never view it, and to contact me by phone immediately, regardless of the time. When a Disney death is covered up as well as this, it means it has to be something huge. Get back at me. TR. I have yet to find a copy of this, but it is out there. I know it. Alright, so that was suicidemouse.avi. So that's probably going to be the last one. The time, it took 8 minutes or so to read? We're not going to read another one, actually. Wait. Okay. Just got a fucking, another notification. So now we can, take that one off the fucking thing. Alright, guys, so... Sorry, guys, that colorful Werther never texted me back. He read my message, and obviously never said anything back, so whatever. Anyways, this podcast is over with anyways. It's gonna get over slightly earlier, but... I mean, if I read one now, another one now, it would just go over, you know. But anyways, guys, my jaw's hurting, your ears are bleeding, and... And it's about that time of the night anyways, where I should probably go, you know? So, again, I apologize that Gareth never texted me back, even though we discussed, hey, I'll do it around 8:30, and he said, okay, you better text me, and I did. I texted him, so, Gareth, if you're watching this back, I still love you, but you need to tell me if you're gonna I don't know. I don't want to say anything in case he gets pissed off. He probably won't. But Gareth, I love you. But maybe next time. Okay, so anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And if I entertained you at all, if you guys like these stories, if you liked me fucking messing up on my words because I can't fucking talk well. I can't talk well because I'm stupid. I'm just kidding, sort of. Anyways, I don't know why I always ramble at the end of this. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you, okay, probably tomorrow night. I will probably do another stream. I'll probably do one tomorrow night and Thursday night. Then after that, I'm not sure. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night for whatever topic it is. I haven't decided yet. So, goodbye again. Goodbye, everybody.